Hey, Mike here, aka the Cloud Coach, back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can protect your GitLab repositories and the CI pipelines by shifting the gitlab.ci.yml file over into another repository. One of the biggest things that people don't realize when they set up CI pipelines inside of a Git repository, especially when it's nested inside the same repository and managed inside the same repository as the application itself, is that anyone can actually edit that file in any branch, and they can make your GitLab runners do anything they want. Now that's not ideal, because if your runners, which are very likely configured to have a lot of access to your AWS resources as well as other resources, that means that they can make the runner sing and dance their tune, and that means that they can make that runner do whatever they want. That's not good. So instead today I'm going to show you how within a GitLab pipeline we can simply shift the GitLab CI configuration over into another repository. This means that your repository containing your application will always use that file, and it doesn't matter if someone creates their own GitLab CI file, yours will always take precedence. So their file is completely ignored. The file over in the other repository will just write over the top of their file, which means it just gets ignored. As usual, if you're enjoying these videos, then hit like, hit subscribe, hit that bell, let me know what you think in the comments. And of course, if you're interested in having a chat, then head on over to the cloud.coach/community. We've got a Discord server. We'd love to have you there. We'd love to take your questions and hopefully provide you with some answers. Okay, let's get stuck into it. I've got some example repositories I'm going to go over, so let's go and take a look at those right now. So what I've got here in GitLab is I've got two repositories. I've got pretend-app and pretend-app-ci. So our pretend app is really silly. It's nothing special at all. It's just simply a Python script, and all it says is hello world. So it's not even remotely complicated. It's nothing to write home about at all. If we come back to the CI repository, we can see that this has nothing in it but a .gitlab.ci.yml, which is a YAML file inside of it. That's all it has. And inside here, all we're actually doing is running our Python script. We're not doing anything special at all. So what does this mean? What have I done here? So if we look, we've got our two repositories. If we come back to the pretend-app repository and we come into the CI/CD settings down here, we can see that on the bottom left. And then we come to general pipelines up here. I'm going to expand that down. And then we're going to come down here a little bit, and you'll see here custom CI configuration path. So what I've done is I'm saying here to GitLab, okay, for this specific repository, I want you to go and fetch the .gitlab.ci.yml file located at the group, the GitLab group called protection example, and it's in / the pretend-app.ci repository. So that's the repository that it's inside of. So what this is going to do each and every time is it's actually going to go ahead and fetch that file every single time. And you can actually see some examples of it running here. So when I first set up this repository and I've set up that link between the two repositories, I got it to go ahead and run this for me. And as you can see, it went ahead, it pulled in a Docker image, it did its stuff, and there we go. It ran our Python 3 hello.py script. Now, like I said, if we go back to the root of the repository here, we can see that there is no GitLab CI file here at all. So there's nothing here configuring CI. That's over in the other repository. Okay. If we come back into our pipelines, you see here I've got a commit where I've done update.gitlab.ci.yml. I'm going to repeat that stage. I'm going to do that again to demonstrate it to you. But what I did here was I actually created my own GitLab file, and this is what I did. Look, I did build script echo nasty code here, because if you're a hacker, you're going to go in, you're going to hack this file, and you're going to make the runner do whatever you want. So let's have a look at the pipelines. Let's go back to where we just were. Pipelines. We can see the pipeline here. This one here is for updating that file. If we go and take a look at the logs, we've got our build here, our job. So we've got the one job. Look what it didn't do. It didn't echo out nasty code here. It echoed out hello world, because all it did was run our Python 3 hello.py stage. And that's because in our other repository, the pretend app CI repository, which contains our CI configuration, that is overriding what we've got here. That is overriding what we've got in there. So if I come back into pipelines, we can see here I actually then deleted that file. And then here, sorry, I deleted the file here, my apologies. But look, let me prove it to you. So we're going to come into our pretend app repository. But first, before we do that, actually, let's go to the pretend app CI example. And we've got that here. And now we can see that Python 3 hello.py is actually the primary contents of that file. So that's what's going to get executed, right? So if we come in here and we go, okay, let's head over to the web IDE, built straight into GitLab, really nice. I'm going to create a new file and we're going to click this button here to get a .gitlab.ci file just ready to go for us. We're going to do a new entry just called build, a new job called build. And in the script, we're again just going to do goodbye world. All we're doing here in the CI file is defining a job, specifying the script we want it to execute. It's a single line inline script. We're just saying run the echo command and give it goodbye world. That's it. That's all we're doing. So we're going to commit that. We're going to commit directly to the master branch. That's been committed. So if we now exit if we leave the ID and go to pretend app, go to our pipelines, we'll see that there's a new pipeline running on the GitLab shared runners. If we head straight over to our build job here, or stage, we'll see that the runner is now executing as expected. It's going to run our CI for us. I'm going to pause here and we're going to fast forward because this is going to take a minute or two. But what we're going to see is that it won't echo out our string. It will still continue to run this code here. Okay, so the job is now successful, and we can see here on line 22, we've got Python 3 hello.py. So it has completely ignored our CI file. So we can further prove that this script is the central point of truth in the other repository by, of course, simply editing this. So to basically say echo I am here, for example, we can go down to the bottom, we can commit that directly to master. So now that we've gone ahead and edited that file, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a new pipeline here on the pretend app repository, and I'm going to get it to basically run straight from the master branch. There are no additional variables that are needed, and that's going to go in and that's going to pull in the changes that we made to that file. So I'm going to pause here for a second, and then when it's complete, I'll come back to the video. Okay, so the job is just coming to an end now. There we go. We can see that job is now successful, and we can see here on line 22 that we've got echo I am here, and so we get the string I am here. Now we changed that in the other repository. We changed the CI configuration in the other repository, which means that it now takes effect here. So now we can see, right, that if we have our CI configuration in one repository and our app in another, we can protect the CI process so that people can't just implement their own file, which means that they can't make the runners, your sensitive runners, which are usually highly privileged machines, they can't make them do whatever they want. They're limited to what you allow them. So what you do there is you take that pretend app CI repository and you limit very, very carefully who can make changes to that repository. It's really that simple. Hope you've enjoyed that video. Like I said, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments how you go about adding security to your CI/CD pipelines. And of course, if you're interested in having a chat, if you've got any questions, head over to thecloud.coach/community. There's a link there to our Discord community. It's completely free of charge. Come along and I hope to see you there. Thanks again for watching. See you soon.